This mini lecture will be about the cognitive model of psychopathology. Whenever you hear the word cognitive when studying psychology, just know that it refers to thinking. So the idea behind this model is that thinking leads to abnormal behavior. And this model was originated by these two guys, Aaron T. Beck on the left and then Albert Ellis on the right. Beck created cognitive therapy, Ellis created rational emotive behavior therapy, and they independently came to the conclusion when they were practicing psychoanalytic therapy in the 1940s and 1950s that it was not working very well for them. And what they found to be more effective was simply talking about people's thought patterns. And they thought dealing with conscious thoughts that people were telling themselves was much more effective at curing things like depression and anxiety than trying to get at unconscious thoughts. The key idea behind the cognitive model is that dysfunctional patterns of thinking cause symptoms. So behavior is often caused by what we believe to be true. And if you have false beliefs or irrational beliefs or even just dysfunctional beliefs, that might lead to problematic behavior. It might lead to emotions. So the assumptions here is that people have beliefs about themselves, the world, and the future. We believe all kinds of things, and our behaviors and our emotions really come from those beliefs. And if you have dysfunctional beliefs, you will have dysfunctional emotions and dysfunctional behavior. One of the really useful ways to think about the cognitive model is using the ABC model. And to illustrate the ABC model, let's talk about the experience of getting a C on a test. So what I want you to do is think for a second about what your reaction would be to a C on a test. Now, for most students, this is going to lead to different reactions. And what the ABC model asserts is that the reactions aren't because of the event itself, it's because of your beliefs about the event. So in the ABC model, you have an activating event. In this particular case, the activating event is getting a C. Now, the way most people think about this is the event has a consequence, C, and the consequence is your emotional reaction. So for some people, a C is going to make them very mad. They're going to be angry. But for other people, a C is going to make them elated. They're going to be extremely excited. How can the same event, if it's the cause, lead to wildly different reactions? And so the explanation, according to the cognitive model, is it's actually the belief that's leading to the consequence. In fact, if you believe that your teacher is unfair or you didn't have enough time to study, then the consequence will probably be I'm mad. But if you believe that you lucked out and you didn't really put that much effort in, a C might make you very happy. So what I want you to do is think about the phenomenon of being depressed. So people who have clinical depression, they feel down, they don't want to engage in pleasurable activities, they maybe don't sleep, don't eat, don't want to do anything. What is a cognitive explanation for why someone might feel depressed? I hope you were able to come up with a explanation for the cognitive theory of depression. And this is actually a very important theory, and it's important because Beck and some colleagues way back in the 1970s wrote a very influential book called Cognitive Theory of Depression. And this became sort of the foundation of the modern treatment for depression, cognitive therapy, and also the modern explanation for depression, the cognitive model itself. And the central idea is that people who have depression have negative beliefs. They have a negative view of themselves. They think they're bad, they're worthless. They have a negative view of the world. They think the world is a cruel, unforgiving place. And they also think that the future is going to be bleak. And if you think about it, if your mind is set up around beliefs that the world, the future, and yourself are bad, then of course you're going to feel depressed. So again, the cognitive model says that dysfunctional thinking leads to abnormal behavior because it can cause dysfunctional emotions and dysfunctional behavior. And it's a very important theory because it's a foundation of some modern psychotherapy techniques.